We've been told a few times that they're not sure why he's still here, but he is.
Family and friends weren't sure a freshman at Meade High School would survive his fight with the flu. He spent some time on life support, but tonight he is alive and finally back home with family. Beckett Reif's parents say complications from the flu led him to being hospitalized for 7 weeks at Children's Hospital, Colorado.
Somehow his parents stayed positive through that entire journey. Today, though, it did pay off. And 9 News reporter Jaleesa Irizarry had a chance to catch up with the Reif family today as Beckett got out of the hospital. Jaleesa, I'd ask how he's doing, but how are they all doing?
Such an exciting day for this family, a day some doctors told the Reif family they didn't know would ever come. So they, of course, needed to celebrate this major milestone.
6th floor.
Beckett was released from the hospital after 7 weeks. His parents say complications from the flu led to pneumonia, septic shock, and a staph infection in his blood. Doctors ultimately had to make the tough decision to amputate one of his legs to keep him alive. A tough decision for a 3-sport high school athlete, but he's not letting it stop him. Beckett plans to get back to playing sports, a choice his mother tells us is incredibly inspiring.
I just am amazed by the adaptability of kids.
Absolutely.
When Beckett learned about his leg, he, blinked for about a second when we had to tell him what had transpired when he wasn't aware. And then he looked at us and said, "Thank you." And from there, he's just continued to look forward to what he can do from this point forward. And there's no stopping him. And he'll figure out how to make whatever his dreams are happen.
I want to go snowmobiling this year. So there's been a lot of change, but it's all been getting better, and there's been so many people that have helped me.
Beckett will likely not be back at school in person this year, but plans to keep up virtually. He's looking to get fitted for a prosthetic in the next few months and get back into sports. His parents know this won't be an easy journey, but they say they are letting Beckett pick the pace. Kim and Tom, they are so grateful for the outpouring support from not only people from the Meade community, but all over the world.
Yeah, obviously a terrible break what has happened to him, but then you look at the strength of his family, all those people who worked with him in the hospital, and Beckett himself.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised with how positive Beckett is after meeting his mom and dad when he was on life support in the hospital, and they had such a positive attitude through this whole thing, and so it's only natural that he's the same way.
All right, Jaleesa, thanks. A man has been arrested in connection to the discovery of a woman's body inside of a home in unincorporated Douglas County. That woman was found late yesterday afternoon inside of a home on Moreno Circle, south of Chatfield State Park. Police say a man, 27-year-old Dustin Newman, was outside of the home when officers arrived. They arrested him, but they do have plenty of questions still. We don't know his alleged involvement or even how she died, but the suspect does face a second-degree murder charge and is being held without bond.
A third Indigenous missing person alert has gone out since the alert went into effect December 30th. This is the alert for another teenager. CBI is looking for 15-year-old Caleb Wade. He was last seen at Dahlia Street and 14th Avenue in Denver last night at 7:30. He's 5'6" tall, 105 pounds. 2 other people have been the subject of this new alert. The first person was found dead not long after the alert went out. Another teenager was found safe.
A bill moving through the Colorado General Assembly would require that all teens under the age of 18 take a 36-hour driver's ed course and get driving training from an instructor before getting a driver's license. Right now, only teens starting driver training at ages 14 or 15 have to do the driver's ed courses and get behind the wheel training with an instructor. Anyone starting at 16 or 17 years old can skip the course and the training, but still has to have 50 hours of supervised driving time. If this bill does become law, getting a driver's license could cost families hundreds of dollars more. Supporters, though, say it is all in the name of safety. The bill has passed a Senate committee and is now on to the full Senate for approval.
Leaders at the U.S.-Mexico border say they've seen a big drop in migrants coming to the U.S. The Department of Homeland Security says daily migrant encounters dropped by more than half from December to January. DHS says the border averaged about 7,000 crossings each day last month. Activity seems to be quieting down at the border after the Supreme Court put a temporary hold on ending Title 42. That Trump-era policy allowed the government to block some asylum seekers. Less activity at the border falls in line with the trends that we're seeing here in Denver. The city has been getting more than 100 new migrants per day for most of December. Those daily numbers have dropped significantly.
Still, there are plenty of people who need help, and donation sites run by the city are still seeing high demand for things like toothbrushes, toothpaste, shoes, and men's winter clothing. 9 News reporter Katie Eastman checked in at one donation site.
This is the donation site in West Denver off of Federal Boulevard. There is still a need for clothing and hygiene items for some of the thousands of migrants who have come to Denver from the southern border since December. There is a need for specific things, so make sure to check the city's website before donating.
They're hoping to get a lot of snow boots and winter clothes still.
All day we pray.
We pray that
donations. Yeah.
All the people taking in donations and organizing them are volunteers.
to help anyone who's in need. Just, those who need clothes, blankets, helping organize. It's much easier with lots of hands.
This location in the Little Saigon Business District of Denver is a space that Father Joseph Dang got up and running.
We were also immigrants ourselves.
He came to the U.S. when he was 10 years old from Vietnam. And although it was a long time ago, he has always wondered what would have happened if no one took him in.
And it also is to remind yourself that you were an immigrant, and we all need help somewhere and somehow.
This location was supposed to stop acting as a donation site at the end of the month, but because there is still a need, the city is considering extending it for another month. In Denver, Katie Eastman, 9 News.
And there is also a way to give money directly to the organizations that are helping these recent migrants. You can donate to the Newcomers Fund through the Rose Community Foundation.
Let's take a look outside. We've been watching a very different weather pattern as far as what we're seeing in the sky today. We've been seeing some blue sky lately, but a lot of clouds moving in, some fog as well. Kathy's with us now, taking a look at how things are shaping up and if there's any more snow coming our way.
This cold, unsettled weather pattern continues. Winter is just hanging on. We are running about 10 degrees colder than average, and we're monitoring an Arctic cold front that may come in later this weekend. So while chilly this week, it could be even colder late in the weekend. Our most recent storm is tracking to the east, but with this northwest flow, there are little waves, little pieces of energy crossing the Front Range and coming right down the I-25 corridor. We'll see another wave overnight tonight. Meantime, the storm that crossed yesterday is becoming a big problem. Tornadoes, heavy flooding rain in Houston, Texas, ice storm scenario, and winter weather advisories north of Dallas. So there are folks that have it a lot worse than we do. We're just seeing areas of fog, cloudy skies, cold temperatures, a few flurries. Tom, there's your blue sky there in the Fort Collins area. So pretty today. Not a lot of snow melt, but travel has been okay. Finally melting off a little bit of the snow and ice. 26 in Denver. That's at the airport. We're in the mid-30s downtown here, but these numbers again very cold, even though it is late January. Winds are east and northeast at this hour, but the winds aloft out of the northwest will continue to drive moisture down that I-25 corridor. While I think we're just going to be looking at isolated snow showers tonight and flurries, we may have additional snow showers tomorrow. So while not a big storm, any amount of snow on the ground where we already have so much snow and ice may be a problem for tomorrow. We'll see temperatures drop into the 20s between now and 10 o'clock. And coming up, flurries in the forecast Wednesday and then a break Thursday and Friday ahead of that weekend storm. We'll talk all about it with the extended forecast. That's coming up.
Thanks, Kath. Looking for that. The Broncos aren't just overhauling the team this season. They got a lot to do. Ownership has already started on more than $100 million in upgrades to Empower Field. The project is the single largest improvement in the stadium's 22-year history, with improvements to the suites, technology, concessions, Broncos team store, and elevators. The most visible part of the construction is the expansion of the south scoreboard by 70%. That's going to be huge. It should be finished by the start of the NFL season in August. And when it is, the Broncos' main video board will rank as the 4th largest scoreboard in an NFL stadium.